Hey y'all, welcome to day 3 of our 5-day self-care mastery challenge. I'm just gonna load up here on social media. Just bear with me while we get settled. Happy Wednesday. It's a couple more days till Valentine's Day. I got a rose from my yoga instructor today. I thought it was one of the sweetest things I've ever seen in a yoga class. Oh, I didn't bring that affirmation over. Hang tight just a sec. Okay, let's see. We are live and we are live. What am I missing? Come together, Shauna. What are you missing? Feels like I'm missing something. I got my giveaway paper. Well, let's just get started. Hi, Renee. Welcome. I'm Shauna Bryant. In case you don't know who I am, it's day 3 of our live round. This is our 3rd round that we've done of the Self-Care Mastery Challenge. Today is amazing, but I just wanted to say thank you if you're popping in here live or watching the replay. I know you're busy. I know you've got a million different things going on, don't we all? It's gonna be Valentine's Day. You're probably making like last night. Look at this stuff is all over my house, all over the floor. Nobody cleaned up last night. There's pieces of paper, scratch paper. We did it at the last minute, of course, cutting out hearts. So we go to a Waldorf school. This is not important, but literally this entire table is covered with cut out hearts, paper airplanes, chewed up crayons that the dog started to eat. Oh my goodness gracious. So I know you probably have a million things going on. So we're going to keep this one, we're going to keep it our 30 minutes to talk about self-care, the missing key of self-care. We're on day number 3. So that means missing key number 3. If you don't know me, I'm Shauna. We have our challenge going on right now. They're really fun. These are all really simple tools and tips to give you guys so you can get back to yourself, so you can give yourself a break, you know, not feel guilty for taking some time and trying to reconnect with yourself. So this is what we're doing all week. If you haven't signed up and you're just catching this now, it's not too late. You'll just have to kind of binge watch these videos, and then you'll be able to enter into the day's giveaway if you catch up with that with respect to that day. So introduce yourself. Say, hey, where you're from. I'm Shauna. I'm in California, Northern California. I'm here to help. I'm here to have fun with you. I want you guys to see that self-care is simple and not selfish and not time-consuming and all this other stuff that we're, you know, taught and brainwashed to be thinking. And then that keeps us in overwhelm mode. It keeps us stressed out. It keeps us tired and unhappy and in survival mode. We talked about that yesterday. So I just want you to introduce yourself if you feel called to. Just say, hey, what's up, where you're coming in from, and then we're going to get going. So today, number 3 is my most favorite one. So yesterday was so powerful, right? My one small thing. Today is like, we try to weave this into every single thing that we do in my business, my life, my kids, my relationships, my house, the property that we're building, which has taken flipping 25 years. It's having fun. We are not on this planet to suffer, legit. We are not here to suffer. We're not here to just raise children and not be able to experience joy and pleasure and confidence and sexiness and all of these things that are like, oh, that's for them, right? No, it's for here, for us to experience the best life, the most amazing life. But we can't do that when we're running on steam, and we never give ourselves permission to fill our cups back up, right? We're never like just saying, you know, I'm gonna rest today, or I feel like I need some connection time with my girlfriends, or I think I should probably talk about that stuff that has been bothering me with my husband for a while. I say that because my husband and I are finally starting therapy tomorrow. Anyway, so fun. How can you incorporate more fun in your life on a consistent basis, right? So, hi, Lena. We're just talking about having fun. How can you incorporate this? Again, not these things that like I have to be obligated to do dance parties with my kids every single day, or I have to feel obligated to do this because so-and-so said so. It's literally about how can you put more energy into having fun, to weaving that in through the day in your schedule. It doesn't take tons of time. It doesn't take all this work. It's not, it just doesn't have to be a chore. And when life is a flippin' chore, it's no fun. Then we get cranky, then we get resentful, then we get, unhappy in our jobs. I read that statistic yesterday, like 70% of the population, I don't remember exactly what it was unhappy with their work. Like that sucks, guys. We don't need to suffer. I didn't write it down. In any case, so how can you, thank you, Helena, you're the best. Always with the wine glasses. Today we're having coffee. How can you weave this? I'll share a story about, me and kind of how we've progressed over these years with fun. And when you forget about it, man, it really does take a toll on it. Like you wake up and you're like, WTF, why am I so cranky? Why does everything seem so heavy? Why am I crying all the time? It's when you lose the fun. If you lose the fun, the simple fun, the like dancing and, getting into your body and laughing or having pillow fights with your kids or I should show you, oh God, I'm so embarrassed. But the kids built a fort in my house, but I let them do it. And I was like, I heard my husband kind of in the background of my ear when they were building it. And I was like, dude, they're only young once, right? So they have this fort over there, which is driving me nuts because it's right next to my little rebounder. I jump 100 times a day. But there's blankets and all over there in the corner. And it's really irritating me, but the kids are having fun. So how can you, well, it's mostly this whole week is about you, but how can you just give yourself permission? Hi, Dana. How can you give yourself permission to have more fun? Where can you incorporate that in a simplified, in a way that makes it easy for you, right? So today's goal and the missing key in a lot of people's lives is that they're just straight torturing themselves. It's like work, errands, kids, responsibilities, bills, and it's like you're working for the man and you literally do not have any time for yourself and let alone have any fun. This is like mind-blowing, like how can you spend a few minutes having fun? We talked yesterday about your one small thing, like if you need rest, or if you want to dance, when we did in our comments, I can't get them on, but in the comments, so many people said, I love to dance. I love to sing. I love to play, and I love to draw, and I love to, listen to really loud music. And it's just those things, those small, simple things that are so almost insignificant. Those are the things that we need to keep doing, right? On a continual basis, because it's what we love to do, because it's free and it's joyful and playful. And, it's just it fills your heart so much when you're able to just laugh, tell stupid jokes or have a water balloon fight, or I'm just going to read my list here because I had some clever ones on our page. Listen to loud music. That's number one. Draw or paint or create something. That could be your fun. Have a face painting day. Pillow fights. Jump on the trampoline, like I mentioned. Be silly. Watch a raunchy, ridiculous comedy show with your spouse. Tell bad jokes. Play a board game and dance, or what? So this is for you. This is for you to, how do you define self-care for you? And how can you make this so simple? How can you make the process of having fun so simple that it's just like, you know, second nature. We'll talk about the winner of this one. Like what music do you like? Do you like old school rap? You know, like the 90s? I wouldn't even call it old school, but it's like OG rap, right? How can you sorry, this is distracting with the comments coming up. But what is it that you like? And again, it's all these things, these missing keys that we've been kind of talking about this day number 1, 2, and now 3, they all build upon each other. So it's all about reconnecting back with yourself. Like, I recently, this last maybe year, started getting into smudging the house, and that's the prize today. By the way, we'll talk about that later as I just drip ash all over. I like really listening to music because you know, sometimes you get in a rut. I was there, you know, kind of depressed. We moved. There's so many different elements of moving, and you're just like, oh, I don't know anyone. I don't know what to do. You know, my people aren't around. My homies aren't around. My mom isn't next to me anymore. So I got really funky in my life. This was probably about 2 years ago. And again, everything comes and goes. But when I sat down, I started therapy again, and I was like, she's like, what are you missing? Like, what's changed? And I'm like, you know, besides the community, because I had my homies back in the Bay Area, and then we moved to where we knew nobody. Besides my homies, it was the fun that I was missing. We used to do dance parties in my house all the time. The thing is I started to feel obligated to do it because everyone was posting on my social media, Shauna, where's the weekly party? And as soon as that obligation of me posting my dance parties with my kids, as soon as that came on, I wasn't having fun anymore. Isn't that really interesting? So kind of food for thought. So how can you, no obligations, no expectations, nothing, literally, how can you redefine rather, because we're redefining everything in our life. We're not just saying, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I need to do that. So-and-so, that guru over there that has 50 million followers said I need to do this. No, we're taking control of it, and we're going to dive heavy into this on day 5, but we're taking control. What do I need? What lights my A on fire? What lights me up and makes me feel good? And, you know, whatever. So that is my invitation for you. This one speaks so to me and my heart, because when you lose your fun, you lose so much stamina and so much joy and pleasure and the ability to bounce back, right? So if you go through a funk, I know a lot of heavy stuff went on in my family and a lot of my friends in their communities and with their families and stuff at the end of last year. Car accidents, death, cancer, heart attacks, strokes, I mean, heavy stuff. When you're able to have fun for the F of it, right? No obligations, no nothing outside of it. That is when you're able to bounce back. You're able to, you know, be sad and feel it all. And then you're like, I'm going to shake this off. Like, for example, another story. I'll tell you my stories all day long because I want to see if they'll help you. Yesterday, I was a gripe. I had a great call. And then for something, my sitter, something had triggered me, right? Oh, we were supposed to go out and she canceled, and last minute, it was just this like back and forth nonsense. And I was starting to be pissy with my kids and starting to be pissed at my husband. It's his birthday today. So I was starting to be like really just not very nice. So I took my youngest to a pool. We have a complex that we live in, and I jumped in a pool. It's not heated, and it's the dead of winter right now. That wasn't fun. That was one of the most awful experiences I've ever done. Then after I jumped into the pool, I felt like I was about ready to die because it was so bone-chilling cold. I hurried up and got out of there and jumped in the spa, which was supposed to be heated because I just saw people in there a few days before, and it was freezing cold. So I had to hurry up and get my clothes, my towel on. I ran home and took a really hot shower. Point of that is, though, is I had fun with it. My son was laughing. He took a video of me. My other 2 kids were like, Mom, you're completely a whack job. I'm going to go play basketball. But those types of things, literally spontaneity or fun. You know, I took my husband out yesterday and we had such a good time, just he and I together. And we hadn't done that for so long, you know, scheduling date nights, or girls night outs, girl night out, whatever you want to call that. Hey guys, how's it going? Just introduce yourself if you're popping in on here. We're about halfway through. So things that are fun and pleasurable and joyful for you because you can, because you're living and breathing. You woke up this morning and you are here on the planet and you're here to give your positivity and your amazingness, but you cannot do that when you're in a suffer mode, right? You can't do that when you're in a survival mode. You have to come and give yourself the space and the respect and the playfulness to just say, screw the house, I'm gonna go have fun. I'm gonna spend 10 minutes on having fun because I'm stressed, or because I need it, or because my kids are here and I'm starting to get grumpy. And there's so many, well, I can do that when, right? And we cannot get stuck in this trap of, I will live my life when. I will, you know, ask for the raise when I lose the weight. I will wear the skinny jeans when I lose the weight. I will, whatever, you get it. So it's stopping the madness with just a little bit of effort and time, right? So it doesn't take these hour-longs, these things. Like, you can have a dance party, you can listen to one song. It doesn't say how long this is, but my favorite song to dance to in this is Life is a Party. So it's probably about 4 minutes long. Say, I'm gonna set the timer for 5 minutes, I'm not gonna do a dang chore, and I'm just gonna have fun. So this is my invitation for you. What is your fun? What is your playfulness? What is your, again, how can you incorporate more of the joy and the play and the fun that doesn't cost anything, that doesn't have expectations? Forget all of that stuff and throw it out the flipping window. Where can you get more fun? Look, so let me do this. Do you like cards? Okay, try that. Do you want to learn how to sage the house so you can get rid of the negative energy? Open the door and burn sage. It takes 3 minutes. Do you want to dance or sing or play or, you know, wrestle? My kids love that. I'm such a tomboy mom, but I wrestle with the kids. And it could be for you, like just you solo, because this whole week is about you, but it can be incorporating the fun in your family as well. That's probably another call. But in general, where can you find the time to have more fun? And I invite you to really start thinking about this and get creative. And I know a lot of women, I was there 5 years ago when I had my third son, and I felt like I didn't even know who I was anymore, right? And a lot of times that happens with the multiples, and you're like wiping butts, and then you nurse, and then you give birth to another one, and you do the whole thing, and you're like, oh my God, who am I, right? So I know that it can be sometimes a tricky thing, because maybe you just don't know how to have fun anymore. Maybe your expectations are so high that it has to be this way, or the house has to be cleaned, or, you know, the dog has to be walked first. We're back on. The dog has to be walked first, or I have to get all this cleaning and errands and but how can you just give yourself permission to just pause? So I invite you to pause. Think about little chunks in your day that you can have fun. On your way to school, listen and blast some music if that's your thing. That's totally my jam. How can you, as soon as you drop the kids off, go dance or run or create art or ride your bike? You know, we're talking, I'm just giving you ideas, but you get the gist of it, right? So how can you really spend some time on yourself in a fun way, that it's not so heavy and so, this is so another day. Like, how can you kind of like jump in the pool like I did, a total nutcase mom? How can you do that to kind of snap yourself if you're in a funk, or if you're in overwhelm, or if you're in burnout? How can you respect yourself enough and love yourself enough to do that? And when we use all these excuses, as we talk about all the time in my membership, and everything that we think of is like, oh, it's too selfish, or oh, I'm too lazy if I take time for myself, or I feel so guilty, or and I know all these from even just experiencing them myself. I don't say them anymore, but that was 5 years of heavy duty practice on myself. So, but how can you stop using all those limitations and these ceilings, these glass ceilings of like, I'll do that when, and you're just like, wait, what? What if when never comes, right? I mean, the hard realization is when we read all of those statistics yesterday. No, it was on Monday. That's why I don't have it. The statistics of loneliness, depression, suicide, that runs in our family, like legit, that stuff runs in our family. So I have to really counteract that. Unhappy in a marriage or a job. That 74% of people said they were unhappy in their jobs. That sucks. Let's do more fun stuff. So I'm giving you permission. You don't need any permission. F the permission from anyone but yourself. Give yourself some permission to have good times, fun times. Make yourself a priority without all the expectations. Basically, that's it. In a nutshell, where can you carve out some time, 5-10 minutes a day? Make it one song or one page, or you get the gist, because we kind of talked about that yesterday with the one small thing. I'm going to start wrapping it up though, because it's 11:22. Do you have any questions about what we're talking here? Let me just connect and see who's on. Hi, Lena. Hi, Dana. Hi, Betty. Hi, Star Misty. Hi, Adzi. If you guys have any questions, or you can introduce yourself, tell us where you're from. I think that's it. That one's so plain and simple. That is like, it's just giving back to yourself because you can, because you're still walking the planet. You know, yes, we all have obligations. We all have stresses. We all have heavy stuff going on at some points in our lives. We were hit by a tree. Like, Jesus, how even does that happen? And I got into a funk for 2 months, and then I'm kind of like shoveling, I think we talked about this yesterday, shoveling my shiz out of the way of it, right? It takes a lot of therapy. It takes a lot of commitment to myself. But how can you do that? Regardless of all of that stuff, how can you do that? How can you give yourself some fun? And if you've forgotten your fun, let's kind of dive into what you can do. What do you want to try something different? Can you try something to just get like reacquainted with yourself? That's awesome too. That's kind of how you'd get back to maybe some things that you used to like, or maybe, you know, like I used to like kickboxing and yoga. I would do a kickboxing class and a yoga. I'm 41 years old. I can't do a kickboxing class. Like, I mean, I'm not really into it. My body's sore. I like yoga. I like more of the slower things. I don't mean to say can't, but it's just not my interest anymore. So when I got out of it, and then I'm like, oh, I need to go do kickboxing right now. My body after 3 kids was like, my heart was racing. It just wasn't like therapeutic like yoga was. So I readjusted and I got reacquainted with myself to walk, to do movement more, I almost said sexy, but sensual, like more movement and stretching and listening to music and dancing in my house, rather than feeling like I needed to go back to my 20-year-old self and do kickboxing. It's just kind of how life is, right? So if you're kind of struggling with maybe like, where can I get some fun? Like, I kind of don't feel like I know myself all that well, or I kind of lost some of the stuff that I used to like to do. Reinvent yourself. Try different things. Try a dance class or a yoga class, or I want to do a ukulele class. I have my expensive uke that my husband got me a few years ago, and I practice here and there, but do something like that. Like my husband and I yesterday were like, should we go to the cribbage down at the senior center? Like, that seems an absolute hoot to go hang out with old people. Anyway, those are just some ideas that I have. So if you have any questions, let me know. We're going to wrap it up. I want to tell you who the winner is for the, what did they win? Oh, the CD. So my stick figure CD, somebody won, and I put the names in a bowl, and we're going to choose a winner because we have 5 minutes till we need to end this. Okay. Okay. Cece, you're the winner. You got the CD. So fun. Thank you guys for joining and posting and doing all your hashtags and tagging me and stuff. I hope you enjoy it. This is one of my most favorite CDs literally of all time, besides like Dr. Dre and Bob Marley and stuff like that. Thank you. So how you can get entered. We mentioned this the last 2 days, but we listen to our videos because we're going to have a replay. You know, you can watch this a little bit later on if you can't catch the live. Tell us your biggest takeaways and ahas for what we're talking about today. And then you take a picture, you write it down on a journal paper or a piece of paper, take a picture of it, and then you just tag me. So over here on Facebook, @It's Shauna Bryant, excuse me, that's that, @It's Bryant is on Instagram, and then Rockin' Mom's Kitchen is on Facebook. And then every day I put your guys' names in a hat who's been tagging me, and then you get to win cool prizes. So the next prize for day number 3, which is today, and I'll announce the winner tomorrow, and obviously I'm going to send you new ones, but this is my favorite, excuse me, smudging. So if you've never heard of smudging, it's just like burning sage in the house. And then usually it comes with like a Palo Santo. This smell is just divine. So sage is to clear negative energy. You crack a window open, and then I see a sad face on there. And then this is to bring in positive space, positive energy. So negative, positive, you get the gist. If you don't know anything about like smudging, you can look it up online. I can give you some hints and stuff. I was going to show you what else comes in here, but sometimes it comes with incense. Sometimes it comes with a feather or a little cup to put the your sage in. This is mine. But anyway, so that will be the giveaway for that will give away for today's day 3 missing key, which is having fun. So the gist of it, can you incorporate more fun into your life every single day? Literally, that just takes a few minutes to just shake off some of the shiz, right? Okay, so I announced Cece was the winner. Smudging tools, my favorite smudge tools. And I think that's it. So I just wanted to leave you today. It's not Valentine's Day yet, but I got this from my, I'm going to set this down a second. We'll see if it doesn't make a racket. I got this plus a flower, plus a rose from my yoga instructor next to my mat today. It says, there is an infinite supply of love. I absolutely adore that. Isn't that so fun? So just as you think of love this week, how can you give yourself more love? How can you incorporate more love and more self-love and more time just to think about yourself and create an awareness around your needs and your importance to make sure that your needs are being taken care of. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed today. I'm right on the money, so I'm going to cut it off because I like to talk and I go on and on. But I hope that you guys got some good stuff out of today. So if you watch the replay again, just tag me at Rockin' Mom's Kitchen or at It's Shauna Bryant, and then hashtag 5 days of self-care. And then you'll get a chance to win my smudging tools. I'll order you a new one online on Amazon. But I just want to show you what that is. Fun. Anyway, so have a good day. I hope you have a wonderful time. Make sure you slow down. Make sure you do what you want to do and not forget about yourself this week as well. Okay? I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.